Hello and welcome to this edition of the Evening Review. My name is Okahandja, your host. Let's look at today's front page of Namibian Sun. It's election year as we anticipate to still have the 2020 regional and local authority elections despite the challenge of COVID-19, and in this regard a lot of formations and a lot of candidates are coming up ahead of the elections. And tonight on the show we are joined by Kerub Gassab. He is a land activist representing the Promised Land Residents Association in Okahandja. Kerub, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you very much, Toivo.
Yes.
I think I need to correct yourself. I'm Ambassador Kerub.
Yeah.
You need to get use of that.
Yeah.
Because we, as Promised Land, we are ambassadors.
Yes.
We are advocating for the land, for the landless.
Indeed.
Yeah.
No, thank you for the correction. So, the Promised Land Residents Association, what is that?
Promised Land Residents Association is, let me start, there are two things. Promised Land Residents Association start as a committee. A group of people one day unknowingly decided that they didn't organize themselves, they just went and looked for a place or a piece of land. So once they were skirting around the open field, they met there and they asked themselves, what are you doing here? And the person said, I'm looking for the land. The another one said, I'm also looking for the land. And then the rest came. It just naturally happened. And then they said, okay, let's take the land. Let's start cleaning. And then they start cleaning, and then the police were called. And when the police came, they told the police that we are taking this land because we want to create self-isolation facilities for us. We want to create social distancing. And that is the words of our current ambassador, Livius, which is our chairperson. So one of the police officers said, okay, if you are doing it in the peaceful manner, why don't you sit down with the town council and do it accordingly? Now you are taking the land illegally. Yeah, that's basically what happened on that particular day. Yeah.
Then out of that, the formation came about? Or how
out of that they tried to communicate through the town council, through the CEO.
Yeah.
And the caretaker. They approached the CEO, but CEO cannot talk on regard. He's been told she doesn't have to speak on regard to any land or to the media or to anyone. So there is a caretaker called Master Linus Karwep. He was the former chief regional officer at Chokopmond. Later, after he retired, he was asked to do the same in Omaruru when this type of things came up. So we tried to sit down with Master Karwep. We called him. He refused to talk to us. He was very much arrogant. He treated like small kids.
Yeah.
So we approached the next thing, we approached the governor. So the governor listened to us.
Is it the current governor of
the current governor? So through him, there was an accident that happened that particular day where we were cleaning. There was the fire broke up, and a small boy lost his life in that while we were cleaning the plot. We were grabbing the land just close, very just don't throw away from where we were cleaning the land. And that's how the governor was called and the minister was called. The minister, when he was called because of this, he just had to come and be with the family because the small boy, his name is Brownie, he passed away in this fire.
Is it shack fire?
Shack fire. It was in a small yard where the people are like together. So when he came, we got the opportunity to sit down with him, explain to him our situation, and then he heard what we were saying. And he said, we want this land because we want to create ourselves a place to call home.
Yeah.
So when he went back, because one of our ambassadors, Caroline, she was that day there, and she pleaded to the ambassador, to the minister, saying that I have 5 kids and I'm suffering, I'm renting, and I've been treated like a slave, but I just need a piece of land to call my home. So the minister realized there is a need for Okahandja, and the Monday he called us in with the governor and with the CEO, town planner, and some other committees from Okahandja. We sit down the whole day, and we got to get through our pressure, to get the land moratorium removed, uplift. So that's what happened really. So to take you more further, we actually, with that group of people, Promised Land committee, not association, we are talking about the committee now. We successfully, in the meantime that we are cleaning, we are registering the people, we are collecting their data, their IDs. We only ask, as per policy of us, we just ask your ID copy and your cell phone number to contact you. We don't need your payslip, you don't need your bank account, you don't need your bank guarantee, whatever, just for us to give you a piece of land. So we organize ourselves, we start this committee, we did the constitution, we create the policies, we did the vetting policies, and then within the space of 2 weeks, we got the attention and we got organized ourselves, and we were speaking different people. Yeah, so after this announcement, when we went to the minister, the town council pronounced themselves that there is 3,127 plots that are available, which belongs to the town council. So those plots were made available to the needies. So the minister said, go ahead with this committee, go and make sure that those ones in need go there on a need basis. You understand? So each and everyone is having its own need. So that's how we managed to negotiate. We sit the whole day, we announce it publicly, and then the governor asks us to organize so we can come to announce it himself. The lifting of the moratorium and the availability of land. So that is where the committee started. And when we were on that very first day, when the governor came there, the honorable governor refused to recognize this committee because we took like 4 weeks to get the data. We cleaned and then registered the people. We just wanted the people to organize themselves. So when we make our case, we say this is the 5,000 people that are landless, but this is our vetting process. This is how we want to deliver the land. Can we sit down and look? This is 3,127 plots we make available. We are sitting with a 5,000 lease on our system. Let's work together so we can check on a need basis. You understand? So when he went to announce, he just ignored us. He was a star. He make everyone believe that he's the one who make it possible. While our action initially make the minister understand. And definitely he knows what was going on. Everybody knows about the Okahandja story. Yeah.
Now, just in general, how is the land situation in Okahandja? Because every now and then there are newspaper headlines and television footages of issues of land in Okahandja. As a man living on the ground, what exactly are the issues there?
My brother, unfortunately this has to happen before election. But unfortunately also we are sitting with an invisible enemy called COVID-19. And hence about the land situation in Okahandja is, after the moratorium was put in place in 2014, councillors and employees will keep on selling their land illegally. That one we all know. So we have seen the mushrooming of buildings. Even if you go now to Okahandja, the moment you turn into the cell service station, you see those big flats that have been built. The moratorium has just been left for the 3 weeks now. Imagine those flats has been built for the past 3 months. It's a lot of flats. There are Chinese that have put up plantations. There are Chinese that have bought the river bed. There are flats and development happening while the moratorium was there. And we are on good record that the employees currently are the ones that are selling the land with the councillors. You understand? Let me take you by example. If you look at the South African brewery that is based now in Okahandja, the brewery was started in the late, I think 2016, 17. But the moratorium was put in 2014. How was that piece of land sold to the South African breweries? Is there any special permission was granted? Because we are on good record that piece of land was sold to a councillor, and the councillor act like a proxy and then they sold it for a certain amount. We understand it's a 5 million, and the council asks only 80,000, and that from the 5 million, 80,000 was put back into the council's account. So the councillors play with their proxies. We are on good record that councillors were selling land to the developers. Even the piece of land that we have allotted to the 3,126 plots, those are also sold, but partly some of them they are sold. So why that is the situation at Okahandja now? Because we as an association. So let me take you back to the reason why we created this association. We wanted to sit down and make sure that people got land peacefully without grabbing. We organize ourselves, we get the data, we could put them on the waiting list, and then we were sorting them out on the need basis. Because your need and my need is not the same. Somebody might have a house in Windhoek and they need a land in Okahandja while people are sleeping in the street. So that was the policies that we were looking at. You understand?
Yes.
But since the governor played this politics, apparently we were later labeled as LPM members, UDF members, TDS, but we said, guys, we are just a committee. We're just advocating for the rights of the people. You understand? So the next morning after the governor decided that, I said, guys, we were disappointed. Our ladies were crying. And then the next day, when we meet again in the meeting, we decided, everybody came there and said, guys, let's just form an association. That we found, because if we can't get the land through this process that I have been telling you, let's get the land through the ballot. And the members that we registered, the 5,000-6,000 people, they are voters. So we just asked them, guys, this is the mandate that you give us to get you the land, but we cannot get it by negotiating. Give us your voters registrations, voters cards. We need 250 signatures. Once we registered, we go as councillors. You people will go as not us. You will select each and everyone from your location, one councillor, and we will give you the mandate to go deliver the land through the council by the ballot.
Indeed. So, Promised Land Residents Association, I understand this. You are attempting to be registered with the ECN, is that correct?
Yes, as we are speaking, we are talking about 4 weeks old, and we managed to gather 300 votes, voters cards, 300 plus. So what we did is we submit. Obviously, we are on the job training. We are not politicians, but we download the information from ECN's website. We look the requirements. We get the signatures. But what mistake we did as collective is we instead of registering only Okahandja local authority and constituency voters card 2014, we were registering also the regional councils where a person can only vote for regional council. So those are the people that was rejected because it's not part of it. So the ECN gave us a clear mandate. They got our application, but they said that we need to submit another 104 or 105 for those ones that have been replaced. As we are speaking now, my brother, me and you, we are sitting almost with 200 of them. We want to give ECN 500 extra so that they cannot come back again because we know politics. So instead of 150 they request, we'll give them 500. So we mean business because people want the land. Those people that are there in our office, they are members of the ruling party, members of any other political formation. But we are talking only about land. Because if we cannot get the land through the ballot, through the people that we have voted in, then we'll go and give the land to our people.
Now, the Okahandja municipality, so in terms of the availability of land, are you saying that land is actually there, it's just a question of giving it to the people, or that even the 5,000, because you said you have about 5,000 registered people, but the available land is only enough for 3,000 something. But generally, is the land there? Because elsewhere in the world, you know, people do not have land because land doesn't exist at all. But in Okahandja, I suppose there should be land somewhere. It's just a question of clearing it and servicing it, isn't it?
My brother, Okahandja is having ample land, my friend. You could see even the road that has been constructed by PC now. They are putting that road behind Faifran. Behind Faifran, and that it's crossing past the Crossbarman Road behind there and meeting the Chivarango Road there. That is a huge piece of land. It's even bigger than Kadutura and Komasdal. That is also part of Okahandja. And let me take you back one thing that you will just remind me. We know the Okahandja Town Council is having at least 10 plots, farming plots, in the proximity of Okahandja. Those plots are occupied by the employees. and the elites free of charge or by through proxies. What we are saying is, when we take over government, because we have government in waiting, there's nothing about it. Our mayors and our deputy mayors, they are there in promised land. So once we take over government by November, we will have to do a land audit. We'll make sure who sold the land, who buys the land, municipality property, like the plots that I've said. It's a huge farming unit whether the elites are farming. While our people are landless, my brother. So we'll remove them automatically. We will revisit their contracts, and then we'll remove them, and we'll make land available for residential elements. That is our program, and we are only talking about land now. For now, we want our people to. That's why we are saying we want our people to create. It's the state regulation. State regulation says people must be you must fund your self-isolation. You must be self-isolated. How do you put a person on a self-isolation if he's staying with 10 people in the ghetto? So we are just doing what they told us. We are on good record today that the paraparas were there telling people to remove. But I mean Windhoek now. I just got the call now. But what we are saying is, in the absence of a town council, who gives that mandate? Who apparently a town planner is the one going around removing people from the plot. We know he is part of the clique that have sold the land. So it is just he can do these things for now. Come November, we will definitely get back on those ones that are removing our people from the land that they solely deserve. I asked Master Linus Klarob the other day, how come you not investigate your employees that have been selling the land illegally? They were stealing the land, backdoors, and it is on record. But you want to arrest those ones that are taking the land through the day. So those are the things that we are. But now it's democracy. We are just practicing democracy, my friend. One councillor, one comrade called me and said, "Yeah, those voters are our voters." And I said, "What do you mean? There's no our voters here. Your vote is your secret. You don't own any voters. If a person, our policy is one vote." One plot throughout Namibia. One vote, one plot. This can be done. Namibia is too huge. One vote, one plot.
I hear you. So one of the issues, one of the big issues that I suppose also affect development in Okahandja is the consistent and perpetual infighting among councillors. I think as we speak now, there are the Congo Hinjos, who's the mayor there, and others are on suspension. You, as residents, are waiting for service delivery, but the people who are supposed to deliver that service are either spending their time fighting each other, or they are suspended as it is now. How are you going to chart your way around that historic phenomenon of councillors fighting each other once you take over council? As you promise. How will you navigate your way around those issues so that you really focus on people?
Since we are mandated by the people, those people that have given us the mandate with their voters card, they are also ruling party members, UDF members. Let me take you, if you go on Sunday to your church, you sit next to a UDF member, whatever member, but you are in the church for one reason and one goal, is to pray. So for our association, we are the community and the residents. Our aim is to get the land. And to get the land through the ballot. If that's the only way, if they give the land today, we will stop this process. We will withdraw from ECN. But if the land is not given to us in the due time, we have to be on the ballot paper and we'll deliver the land through the ballot. Regarding the infightings, my brother, that is a historical thing that is happening at Okahandja. If you can look at the Okahandja town council setup, the regional councillor is a member of the ruling party. The CEO is a ruling party member. The mayor, with his 4 seats, they are ruling party members. So currently in Okahandja, the regional council is not talking to the local authority. The CEO is not talking to the mayor. So those they have personal hidden agendas. So that's why development has been delayed. Sometimes we stay a week without water in Okahandja because people don't talk to each other. The regional council is supposed to bring development. He's just doing his things. And then the local authority is just doing their thing. So they are not talking. These officers are not talking to each other. Hence we are saying as promised land, my brother. we as Promised Land, we have decided to put in our candidates there. And me, as you are speaking now, Ambassador Terubu will stand as an independent candidate as a regional councillor. So why we are doing this is, once I brought development through the regional council and the national council, we will speak with our mayor on the ground. So we'll work together. That's why we are saying as Promised Land, people need to trust this process, because we will show them how we are not really politicians, but we are reading. Obviously, I'm working media. I see how things have been happening. I have been guiding them through the process now. So we will definitely work together. We will show them that the regional council and the local authority needs to work together in order to sorry for that, in order to create employment. There is no employment opportunity in Okahandja. There is no youth creation activities going on. There is no social activities there's no sporting, there's no event in Okahandja. Currently our youth is just there drinking and ending up in different type of things. So what we are doing, and we will release our manifesto very soon. As we are speaking now, our drafters are busy with our manifesto. And our manifesto only talk about land and Okahandja service delivery. We know the problems, and the people of Okahandja are giving us their problems. We put it on our manifesto, and once we go into the town council, we will just deliver what they have asked us to do. You understand? Yes. Because we are mandated by them. Indeed. It will be very easy for us to bring development into here to their plate.
Indeed. As we move to wrap up this conversation, Karub, tell me Ambassador
it's in the dictionary, Dictionary. Yeah, we are not stealing it.
You're not stealing
it's the same like the land.
Sure, I know. Okay, so land, briefly. Land is becoming obviously the talking points of, in fact, it has become the most topical election issue, if you like. Everybody's talking about land, to the extent that LPM that you mentioned earlier, you said you've been accused of, as a group, of being LPM sympathizers and whatnot. Their core existence is around land itself. So how will you navigate your way around parties like LPM, whose mandate or whose agenda is land, and then of course SWAPO being the oldest, not the oldest, but you know, with their credentials and having historically led in Okahandja. Just as an upcoming, I suppose, people-centered association, how do you intend to negotiate your way around these bigger formations?
My brother, good. That's a very good question. I was expecting it. Hence, we are saying, my brother, we as Promised Land, once we develop our manifesto, our manifesto is, one good thing about our association is our manifesto is based on Okahandja's issue only. Okahandja's land issue. We are not talking about Windhoek, Kuriangap Dam or Commerce Dal. We are talking about Okahandja, Norway, 5 run, Okunde number 1, 2, 6, Feather Dal. Those are the things that we are talking about. Those are the things that people are hearing every day.
Yes.
You talk about the SWAPO and the LPM. If they have to draft their manifesto today, they are drafting the national one, including all the towns. It's like a blanket all over. You see? Even if LPM take their manifesto to Okahandja, it do not reflect what is on the ground. It reflects the national. It reflects the national issue. So, as we are lucky as an association, we are sitting with that resource. We are sitting with the people. We know about Smarties. We know about their training system, which is this small piping, and those are the things that we need to go and address when we go there. So, you as a Okahandja resident, when you go in the ballot box this year, you should remember about your drainage, your land. Once you put your vote on Promised Land, you are guaranteed your plot.
Yes.
So one plot, one vote is what we are saying. And we will deliver, my friend. There is a lot of humble land in Okahandja. I'm not making jokes. I'm not making people happy now. But the land is vast. Yeah, it is very vast. and we'll make sure that each and every. But and I want also to send a message out to those ones from Windu that are busy coming in the back door in the expense of Okahandja residents. My brother and my sister, we are going to vet. Once, even if you can sit down or grab the land, we have your ID, we have everything, and we will vet. And we'll make sure, because we are from Okahandja, we will make sure those one from Okahandja which has been delayed. Because Okahandja, nobody, according to the moratorium, nobody bought the land in the past 6 years. So for 6 years we have that draft. But if there are people that have sold the land, we want to see those deeds of sales and all those deeds of sales and also the council resolutions attached to it. But in the absence of those things, we will arrest even the current councillors who is suspended. We will go in there and make sure that the people will get the land, because of their selfish reasons. For the past how many years, our people were dying. On our waiting list that we have from 2017, we got that one. There is a man which is 108 years old, who turned 108 years. We don't know whether he's still alive or he died while he was waiting.
Indeed.
So because of those selfish employees and the councillors, nobody owns the land.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Mr. Gasseb, thank you very much for coming to the evening review.
Ambassador Gasseb. You should get used to it, my brother. We are ambassadors in the foreign country called Namibia because we don't own a land. If you are an ambassador in Zimbabwe, in Nairobi, or in UK, you don't own a land there.
Indeed.
You have to get something and send it back. So now as ambassadors, as Okahandja's ambassadors, we are advocating for the land. We want to get the land and give it to the landless.
For sure.
That's why we are called ambassadors. I think you must appreciate what we are doing, my brother.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for coming.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. That is Ambassador Peru Gasseb. He is from the Promised Land Residents Association in Okahandja. It's a new formation that intends, of course, to contest in the upcoming local authority elections, and they are just waiting for the ECN to pronounce itself on their